Hey guys, what's going on? It's Frank here from Altcoin Buzz, coming to you from sunny Bali. It's early morning right now, one of the few times of the day where it's not amazing weather. It's a little bit chilly. I personally like it. It gets me awake in the morning. And today we have an exciting token launch, which is the Frontier token launch. So I was alerted to this by our lead researcher, Shash, yesterday. I've spent some time looking into it since then, and it does look like something very interesting. Several reasons why this looks much more promising than the average new token launch. So let's go into why that is. If you enjoy this content and want to see more of it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button as it really helps to support the channel. Before I get started, I just want to let you know that I am not a financial advisor and that trading and investing presents financial risks. So let's start here with the main website. It's quite a basic website, but I like it. It provides all the information that we need. And again, some of this information leads me to believe that this could be a 100x gem. Certainly, 2 to 5x within the short to medium term, I think. Welcome to Frontier, a chain-agnostic DeFi aggregation layer. So those are a whole bunch of big words. Let's see if we can break this down into some simpler words. So what is Frontier? Frontier is a chain-agnostic DeFi aggregation layer. So chain-agnostic means that it doesn't matter which chain you use. It doesn't matter which blockchain you use, it will still work, all right? And an aggregation layer basically means that it aggregates information from a whole range of DeFi products, websites, and protocols and all that. So to date, we have added support for DeFi on Ethereum, Binance Chain, Binance Chain, Aave, and Harmony. And via Stafi protocol, we will enter into the Polkadot ecosystem, and we will now put vigorous efforts towards Serum. With our applications, users can participate in protocol tracking and management, staking, best rate asset swapping, liquidity provision, CDP creation and monitoring, and more. So they have a whole range of different services which they offer through their applications. And in short, Frontier's core mission is to bring the essential pieces of DeFi to users across whichever platforms they prefer. So impressively enough, they have already supported this whole range of chains. They even have Cosmos Network here, which wasn't mentioned in the description. They have this whole range of protocols supported, a lot of big names here, Synthetix, Compound, Aave, Uniswap, a whole range of platforms, Balancer, I'm sure you've heard of, Yearn Finance, obviously in the top 100, Instadap token sets, staking from Matting Network, Binance Chain, Aave. They've obviously been working hard and they have a whole bunch more upcoming. So obviously it's great when they have a product. There's a lot of these new token launches where they don't have a product yet and you're basically in a much higher risk scenario where you're hoping that they will launch, that they won't do a rug pull and all that. But Frontier is live on Google Play and Apple's App Store. It is also in read-only beta stage on the web. And here you have a look at the UI. It looks pretty smooth, pretty clean. Now here they go into something a bit more technical. They say Frontier introduces the concept of wallet composability to DeFi. And this enables applications like Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, Fortmatic, IM Token, or any Web3 mobile wallet which supports EIP 681 to interact with all of Frontier's native integrations. Now they actually wrote a whole article on this wallet composability, and it's one of their milestones which they're proud of. And in this article, I'll just read basically what it is. 4 prominent reasons for building this: to build a native DeFi app, enabling users to connect existing wallets on mobile. So you can essentially use all of these wallets in one place, the way I understand it. You remove platform dependency for users, so you don't have to depend on just one platform or specific different platforms. You can manage it all essentially with this one platform. And of course, simplifying multiple wallet management. I know I have a whole range of crypto wallets on my phone, on the web, hardware wallet, obviously. It would be very interesting to be able to sort of use all of these in one place. So, and of course, they already have support with all of these wallets. As we will see shortly, they have a whole range of partners, a whole range of people who they're working with. So you know that they're well connected and a lot of people believe in what they're doing. And we'll see shortly about all their partners, which is quite interesting. So in terms of problems and solutions, on the left side here, they talk about the problems. On the right side, they talk about the solutions. Again, this is not the cleanest layout for a website, but they provide all the basic and important information. And there's definitely something to be said for projects who, they provide you what you need, but they don't make it look overly fancy. They're still focused on the building, on networking, and as and when things start to develop, they start to ramp up the marketing. This is how you get the really good prices, essentially, where you kind of have to believe in it a little bit, but they also haven't marketed it to a larger audience, so you're early. And of course, in terms of being early, there is a countdown. I will try to publish this video as quickly as possible. It's 13 hours until the token launch. But again, we will look into that shortly. So in terms of problems and solutions, we have fragmentation. There exists no product on the market that allows users to track and manage their entire DeFi portfolio from anywhere. So they claim here that lending, borrowing, staking, asset swapping, and providing liquidity are isolated, painful experiences. So they want to try and integrate all of these into one platform. It's quite ambitious, but I think it's also a much needed product because it can be a hassle to use a whole range of platforms to do all these activities. So aggregation. Frontier at its core is an aggregator. We fix the fragmentation problem by enabling unified compound maker, Synthetix, Aave, Instadap, Uniswap, BZX, balancer, and curve monitoring and management. As more protocols are added into the ecosystem, Frontier provides support. Now, dependency and isolation. Non-custodial wallets are great for holding crypto assets, but strict app guidelines make them unusable when participating in DeFi. I don't personally understand what they mean by that. I mean, I have MetaMask and it works fine when I use it for Uniswap, using it with DeFi, but all right. Many wallets also willfully attempt to create lock-in. This results in users downloading multiple wallets and creating many addresses to participate in one ecosystem. We must do better. I mean, I definitely know that I use many wallets and many addresses. I haven't personally experienced this lock-in, but I suppose this might be an issue with some wallets. And so here with freedom and choice, to date, we have added integrations with Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, IamToken, and Fortmatic. More will come. And our users never need to transfer assets into Frontier to participate in DeFi. This is, of course, good. You don't want to have just an extra wallet, right, to have to use all of this. We send them where they already are while giving them the best that DeFi has to offer. Now, this is definitely a pain point for me, poor design. Providing collateral for loans, staking, giving liquidity to pools, and token swaps are stressful experiences, not because they are difficult concepts, but because they are overly complicated. Friction exists in DeFi right now, and beginners find themselves at odds with DeFi's current UX practices. Now, as simple as Uniswap is, at least on the exterior, when you have a failed transaction and you go to Etherscan and you try to figure out why it's a failed transaction. I mean, just recently I exchanged USDT for Ethereum and it listed about 3 or 4 transactions for that one. I think it's because it had to transfer to DAI first and then to Ethereum. But I'm not sure why that required like 3 or 4 transactions as opposed to just 2. In any case, it didn't go through, and you have all these error messages, and it's definitely not user-friendly if you ask me. It's just sort of the basic website for Uniswap, which is user-friendly. But if you start having problems, then yeah, it's not much fun. So building better. Building better means crafting great user interactions with DeFi protocols, better experiences entering and exiting liquidity pools, and more precise in-app communication about the benefits and risks of products. Our current beta app is close. Our version 2 launch will be much closer. The end goal is to remove all DeFi doubts through better design. So I think this is a great idea at the very least. Now, they have a whole range of milestones. Again, they started in April 2019. This is where they first developed the concept. They were here before the whole DeFi hype or this bubble. And they said that our goal was not to trend chase, but to lead ourselves into making a product that we needed. So they have this whole range of milestones. They had the wallet, which was born. They had it on iOS. Private beta, Frontier launched on Android and iOS in November. And in general, during 2019, their goal was to stay lean and bootstrapped. So, they worked on this product. They didn't have a lot of funding. And it's only now that they've been working on it a lot in 2020 that they're starting to get funding. So again, they have a whole range of new milestones for 2020. What I like about this is that they have these partnerships with these prominent projects. So this gives you Band Protocol partnership, Kava Labs partnership, Elrond partnership, Trust Wallet and Coinbase Wallet support, like all of these things, these are signs that they are talking with people in the industry, that people trust them and believe in them. And this is coming out in about 12 hours now, so it's very exciting. And I think that it definitely has potential for growth. So the roadmap here, it's always great to have a roadmap. You can see very clearly what they're going to do. So in Q3 2020, they have the front, more app development. They will have fiat on-ramps into Frontier, which is great, and we will learn shortly about how they will launch the token. They will actually provide liquidity in USDT, so you don't have to trade with Ethereum if you don't want to. So a whole range of things happening in Q4 2020, DeFi tax module, Frontier smart wallet, Frontier gasless relayer. I'm not sure what exactly this means, but if we could transact without gas, that would be amazing. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it means, but it certainly seems that way. Unifront data to enrich your DeFi apps, Unifront SDK for developers. Now, one thing which I find a little bit confusing is that they say here that they will release the Frontier chain testnet in Q1 of 2021. However, on the top of this website, they say that Front is now live on the mainnet. So, again, I've only learned about this yesterday. I don't have quite enough time to go through all of these. I want to make you guys aware of this as quickly as possible. It's possible that it's a typo here or it's a different chain or something. I'm not quite sure. But again, I think that there's enough good signs, enough good reasons to want to get into this, despite these small confusions. Now, the part of the roadmap which I'm personally most excited about is the decentralized key management. So one of the greatest barriers of entry to DeFi participants and crypto participants in general is the fear of losing backup keys and seed phrases. Now, I do have quite a robust, or at least I'd like to think a robust and safe way of keeping my keys and seed phrases, having them in a variety of locations and whatnot. But it is frustrating and a bit stressful to know that, if something happens or if I forget or I lose it or something, it's just like it can all be gone. There's no one who can help. So we will release a decentralized key management protocol that solves the issue of fear of loss of funds as well as non-recoverable funds. It's all very nice to say you have responsibility for your funds, but there can always be some time where you get unlucky or you don't quite know how to do it, especially people who are new to the industry, who just lose their keys and then it's all just gone. So I think this is a very, very important thing for the crypto industry to solve, for this to go mainstream. So I'm very excited to learn that they are working on this. And here they say their vision for 2020 is the greatest on-ramp, DeFi to CeFi, CeFi to DeFi, and off-ramp flows will come to fruition during the 2021 period and beyond. Now, again, something which is impressive is the team. I get a little bit tired of these anonymous teams. I mean, I understand why they want to do it, but it's great when you can see who's on the team. Here you have about 7 people here who are listed. Of course, the CEO and co-founder, smart contract developer, Android developer, and computing polyglot. He is an early adopter of the Ethereum deployment with rich technical knowledge of its core code base, cryptography, and form verification. He has 9+ years of development and worked on 50+ mobile applications. Again, another one of the co-founders has 13 years of experience in software development. In general, it looks good, and I'm very happy to see that they have links to their LinkedIns and Twitter. You can see that they're serious, that they're connected, that they want to reach out to people. They want to create these connections with other people. So it's just almost impossible that this is a rug pull at this point. And a rug pull, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is where they basically scam you and they just take all your money. So I think that's extremely unlikely for this. But of course, it's always a risk. It's new and they're launching the token. There's always a small possibility of that, but I'm just going to say, go out on a limb and say that it's pretty unlikely that will happen. So here, as I was mentioning before, they are backed by industry leaders. Alameda Research, Woodstock, Mechanism Capital. Alameda Research have like hundreds of millions in capital. I was looking at them briefly. Bitcoin.com exchange, you must know. CoinGecko, Matic, Bidesk. I'm actually on that exchange. I think I used it to get EFX. So a whole range of industry leaders here, and of course a whole range of partnerships, as I mentioned before. So it's just almost impossible that they do a rug pull. Why would they go through the effort of connecting with so many people, doing this for 2 years, and then just do a rug pull? I think it's very, very unlikely. I think it's a very promising project, and I'm very excited to get my hands on some of these tokens when they launch. So let's talk briefly about the launch, introducing the Frontier token launch. So Frontier is proud to announce that on Tuesday, September 15th, 2020, that's today, we will launch Frontier token on Uniswap, Mooniswap, and Balancer. So interestingly enough, they are launching on a whole range of exchanges. Usually with these new tokens, it's just on Uniswap. And immediately following that, we will list on Tomodex. And in the coming few days, we will list on Serum as well. So they're really going to make it, nice and available for a lot of people and a lot of exchanges, which is great. Front, the token that we have designed around incentivizing open finance, will be going first where it belongs, to a truly decentralized ecosystem. I love this. I love it when we don't need the centralized exchanges. We can do this all decentralized. So I really like how they're doing this token launch in the way that they have built their products, to complement the decentralized ecosystem. So the first token listings will happen approximately on Tuesday, September 15th, and there's this countdown timer. Again, you can see it here if you load it. It might be a bit confusing. I first thought this was 12 hours and 773 minutes, but it's actually just a total of 12 hours. And here they list the smart contract address for the front token. So if you're buying these on Uniswap, I can just show you how it works. So you go to uniswap.org, open your MetaMask, and then what you want to do is you want to add a token here, click custom token, and in the token contract address, this is where you include this address. So we can actually just do it right now. I'll copy paste that. So you add that here, and then you will see that the token symbol front appears, and then you click next, and then this will be in the wallet, and then you can trade this on Uniswap. In any case, for this token launch, they have added $50,000 worth in Uniswap against, of course, 625,000 front tokens. You have to add an equal amount of both of these tokens in order to provide liquidity. Have it on Mooniswap, the same amount, and Balancer, the same amount. Now, the awesome thing about the participation requirements is that there is no KYC for this event, so anyone anywhere around the world, including you guys in the United States, are allowed to participate. There is no minimum or maximum cap for this event. The base pair for pools will be USDT, not Ethereum, which is the case for most of these new tokens. So in terms of tokenomics, I'll briefly go over the things which I think are most important. First of all, they had this seed sale here where they had a token price of $0.05, and now they're going to launch at a price of $0.08. So admittedly, this is about a 30% increase in price. But it's not a huge increase in price. It's quite common to actually get way better deals in the seed phase or even in the private phase. And in the private phase, they got 0.065. So I think it's unreasonable to assume that these seed and private buyers are going to just offload on the market at this price. I suspect that if they got in that early, they're waiting for, also a 2, 3, 5, 10x at the very least before they start thinking about offloading. So I doubt that they're going to just be like, oh, I'm going to sell it because, it's a small profit. So I think that overall, that's a good sign. Now, in terms of the amount of tokens that they have, first of all, the seed buyers, they don't actually get any tokens released at listing. So that's a good sign. They have it vested over a 1-year period, as I recall. That's right. You can see over here just, well, you can't see it because my face is blocked, but it says here 25% released after 3 months of listing, then another 25% after 6, and so on and so forth until 1 year. So they won't actually be selling. They have no possibility to do so. The private sellers, they get 0.065. Theirs will be released. This does represent 20% of the token allocation. But again, as mentioned, I don't think that they will just be selling at this price. So I think that's a good sign. The initial circulating supply is just 11.35%. So obviously that's because a lot of the token supply will be released over a vesting period. They of course have the ecosystem, the marketing, reserves, staking rewards. I imagine that all of these will be released not immediately, but sort of bit by bit. Yeah, as you can see here, percentage of total tokens released at TGE is just 2% here, just 0.6% here, and just 1% over here. So you can see that these will be released as time progresses. And actually, now that I read this, I just realized that this is the same for the private sale. It's just 5% of this which will actually be released. And that, this whole row of numbers here, of course, adds up to the 11.35% of circulating supply, which will be released when this goes live. Now, in terms of the holders, you can see that there are just 11 addresses right now who are holding front, so it's a pretty small amount. There's obviously pros and cons to that. It's too early to really say too much about the relevance of this number, but it's just interesting to note. They are on Twitter, obviously, 8,000 followers. Here they've announced their token launch. Tomodex here, who said that they're going to launch Front. So obviously they retweeted this. Good to see that they're working with their partners. Some Chinese news outlet, I hope this is Chinese, otherwise I'm going to sound pretty ignorant, but I think it's Chinese, they've retweeted that. So obviously that's all good. Tomodex here again. They had a community drop where they got a whole bunch of people they gave free Front tokens to, 200 winners. And then this, of course, is good news. Front is proud to share that QuantStamp and Certic.io, two of the most prominent leaders in blockchain security, audited the contracts for Front. So as I've recently learned, even when they audited, there are sort of levels of auditing, and you really want to ask how long it's been audited for if they've gone through all the contracts. But in any case, there are a lot of projects who haven't been audited yet, but have already gone live. So again, this is a good sign if you ask me. And of course, you can read the full reports here. Now, in terms of their Telegram, they have 5,229 members, so they have quite a decent number of people there. Right now, the Telegram is blocked until the token launch because they want to prevent spammers. The Frontier chat has 3,500 members. So overall, I think this is a very promising project. I'm certainly going to be getting in. Full disclosure, we did not get into the seed phase. We tried to, but we didn't manage to. We were a bit too late, but we are very interested in getting into this. So that's it for today's video. I think this is a very promising project. I love getting in really early, especially when there's a lot of good signs here, no major red flags. So, if you get in, good luck. And just remember that you're the one clicking the button, you're the one taking the risk. But again, I'm personally going to get in, and I'm looking forward to positive results. All right, guys, that's been it from me for today, and I will see you in the next one.